Please welcome Sindy McKay Swerdloff. Dance! So I grew up in Campbell, which is a small, sleepy bedroom community up in Northern California. And I was a very dramatic kid. Don't worry, no persons were harmed in the making of that photograph. My small town was way too small to hold all of my drama, so as soon as I graduated from high school in 1972, I went off to college as fast as my little VW bug could get me there. I went to a school of performing arts in San Diego, the big city. Everyone there was either an actor or a singer or a dancer, and I was a musical theater major. And we had this amazing building down in downtown San Diego at 5th and Cedar. It was 3 stories high with a balcony and a theater on every floor, and these big glass double doors that led into this big marble-floored foyer. Now this building was alive. It was vibrating with youth and energy from songs sung in the lunchroom, which we actually did, just like they did in Fame. Hallways filled with ballerinas who were stretching their bodies up against the walls, classrooms reverberating with the sounds of Moliere and Miller and Shakespeare and O'Neill. And when I pushed open those big glass doors and strode into that foyer for the first time, I felt like Irene Cara in Fame. I'm gonna live forever. Which was kind of weird because that movie hadn't come out yet. It was not gonna come out for another 8 years, but anyway. The first thing that I saw on that first day when I opened that door, coming down the stairs, and there was this big sweeping staircase that came down, wearing a flowing caftan and strutting like Aretha Franklin and singing at the top of his lungs, being alive, was Bobby. Now, Bobby was young and flamboyant and feeling free to be exactly who he was, which was gay, by the way. He was delicious, and he was the first gay person I had ever seen up close. Well, that's not exactly true. I'm sure I had seen plenty of people up close that were gay, but he was the first one that I actually knew was gay. And here in college, just like Bobby, I felt free to be me, to be as wild and crazy and flamboyant and dramatic as I wanted to be. And I met so many other creatives, and we were all like young colts and fillies who had just been let out into an open field for the first time in our lives. There were kids from Missoula, Montana, and Sioux City, Iowa, and Luckenbach, Texas, and Batesville, Arkansas. And we were all there to sow our wild oats and to figure out who we were. Oh, did I mention I was a virgin? Yeah, well, that needed to be taken care of right away, right? So I looked around and, see if I could find a likely candidate. Not Bobby. No, I did find one, and he was a real cutie. And I crushed big, and he seemed to be crushing back. He even wrote a 1-act play for me to star in. I played the maid, the one who did it. That's murder, not sex. I think I went a little heavy on the makeup. What do you guys think? Oh, well, anyway. Anyway, this cutie and I, we spent a lot of time together under the guise of studying for various classes, if you can call them that. Let's see, there was History of the Ages as seen through costume design. There was math as applied to box office receipts. There was Psych 101, getting into the head of your character. It was, after all, a performing arts school, so. Anyway, my cutie pie and I, we would go to Winchell's Donuts to study. And we'd each get a bear claw and a cup of coffee, although neither one of us really liked coffee, but we were adults now, so we had to get some coffee. Anyway, we would go there particularly to work on our dialects homework. We would compare notes and we'd practice our dialects together, like a French and our Cockney and a German and a New York, but our favorite was Scottish. Oh, how we loved those guttural sounds and those rolled R's. I loved watching his tongue roll those R's. And I was dying to get in there and roll my tongue right along with him. Anyway, we had this wonderful relationship, and we shared everything, and we talked about everything, and we went everywhere together, movies and shopping, and I think you know where this is going, right? Anyway, one day toward the end of the first year of school, he invited me to Winchell's Donuts. Dialects class was over, so it wasn't that, so I wondered, what's going on? I was hopeful. But, as it turned out, this beautiful, handsome, wonderful, funny man who had come to this college wondering if he would ever be able to admit to his family and his friends, and most importantly to himself, that he might be gay, was now very sure of it. And it was time for him to say it out loud. And being his best friend, he was going to say it out loud to me first. It wasn't easy for either of us. I could see him struggling with feelings of guilt and shame that never should have been there, and digging really deep to find the courage and the defiance and the honesty. I was very sad when he told me, at first, but I was also very honored to be the one chosen, honored to be the first one that he told the truth to, because he trusted me. Anyway, after he told me, there was an awkward silence for a bit. I didn't really know what to say, so I didn't say anything. I just smiled a melancholy smile, and we held hands. And after that, we sat that way for a while. He asked me if I'd like to go out dancing. And that's when I went to my first gay disco. And I think it was his first time as well. And it really was raining men. I believe there were even more gay men there than there were at my college, which is saying a lot. And they were so much fun. And we danced, and they were the most awesome dancers. And they would pull me up and take me onto the floor, and they would make me look good. Now, I know I shouldn't be saying they, but let's face it, straight boys don't dance. Come to think of it, neither did my dear friend, which is maybe why I thought he was straight. Anyway, once the music started, there was no such thing as a boy or a girl or a straight or a gay. We all just danced. We were young and pretty and filled with life and ready to love. It was an amazing time. It was a time of growing and discovering, and really that's what college is all about, right? We graduated school and we graduated life, and yes, I did lose my virginity. And things got all too real. But my first love, my best friend, he's still around, and we're still best friends. He still trusts me, and I trust him. And Bobby, that caftan-wearing, company-singing man who swept down the stairs on my first day of school, well, he's gone now. As are too many of those beautiful young colts I went to school with. Victims of a plague that no one saw coming. A plague that took our joy and just turned it inside out. But it did something else too. It forced us and the world to look at the awesome diversity of the sexuality spectrum that has been forced to stay hidden for way too long. It brought things out into the open and out of the closet and up to our faces. And my own children now find it inconceivable that I was in college before I knew a gay person. So thank you, Bobby, and all the wonderful gay men I know and have known in my life. And most of all, thank you to my best friend who trusted me with the truth. Thank you.